Raj, should I say point of order? Because I don't know if you can.
Do you want to say it?
I was gonna say point of order, but you can say point of order if you'd like.
We should all say point of order.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Point of order for the points.
All right, it is Point of Order, our weekly discussion of the D&D 5e rules, occasionally interrupted by some actual role-playing. This is episode 7 of our campaign, All the Time in the World. So without further ado, let's jump back into our story.
Bow, bow, bow.
All right,
Ready.
With a little bit of ado. All right, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, mysterious circumstances had thrown the party together. After surviving the sabotage at the lift, they were approached by Sidonius, a recluse and public benefactor in the town of Cordis. The elderly dragonborn made mention of a secret society and paid them to investigate a suspicious house in which our adventurers found evil creatures known as Starspawn and a strange book, its cover seemingly constructed from a black void, and its writings foretelling the arrival of a being known as Hastor. After a brief sojourn to the town of Rockhaven at the behest of High Marshal Lavella Morstrider, which brought them into conflict with the unscrupulous group known as the Obsidian Ring, they returned to Sidonius, who rather reluctantly introduced them to the head of his order, a silver-haired elven woman of impeccable grace and elegance known as the Argent. Sidonius revealed that they are part of a secret order known as the Argent Society, a group dedicated to proactively seeking out evil and thwarting it by any means necessary. They had learned from the strange book that a group known as Inevitable Night was seeking to reconstruct a lost artifact of the Draconis Imperium known as the Chronomaticum. Stories abound referencing the Chronomaticum's ability to alter the flow of time, but it was supposedly destroyed along with the rest of the Imperial capital at Dendrith by the arrival of Pending Judgment a century ago. The Argent then asked the group to venture to Deep Born Cleft, a massive rift in the earth to the northwest, to discover the home of Larthakia, the last known dragonborn to have supposedly survived the cataclysm wrought by Pending Judgment. If there were any clues remaining about the Chronomaticum, they may lie with her. And so we pick up where we left off, with Sidonius just having ushered you out of his domicile onto the streets of Deep Crack in Cordis, the door slamming rather definitively shut behind you all, and you stand there now in the mid-morning sun. What do you all do?
Lathakia.
Oh,
Bros,
we're gonna find her. Oh yeah, we got a quest.
How do you say it? Larthakia, bros, man.
Lathakia. Yeah. Oh man, I feel so important. I mean, I was already part of like one kind of good secret society, now part of two. This is going well.
Yeah, bros. So like,
Have any of you been to Deep Born Cleft?
bros, man. No, man. This is like my first time in the city. Maybe my second time. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just excited to be here, man.
You're doing your walkabout? You skipped it? Well, I mean, I know where we're supposed to go. I think we got to make sure we got to pick up our weapons, huh?
Yeah, man.
What time is it?
It's mid-morning, so probably about 10-ish, 11-ish. You went basically almost essentially first thing in the morning. You made your way over to Sidonius's place.
Hey, Lucius, you want to go to Starclux with me?
Bro, you like read my mind, bro.
Yeah, let's go over to Starclux. Let's head out. Where's the closest Starclux?
What, you fools? We don't have time for this.
One on each corner. Yeah.
Bro, there's always time for Starclux. It's on the way. It's always on the way, bro. Just chill.
Hellfire, you're in such a hurry. Just
Fine,
relax.
Fine. As long as we order ahead. Send Owl to place their order so we can pick it up when we're ready.
Do you have an owl? 'Cause
I
I
popped
don't.
owl. I popped up an owl.
And by the way, that's Birdist. That's
Uh,
totally Birdist of you.
he says it's okay. He says
Why
that's
don't you
what
send
it's
a
fine.
rat, bro?
He
He's
can
like
fly.
staring at Valfire like, bro.
I'm popping owl out and sending him ahead with her. What are you gonna get? I'll take
Oh,
orders.
you're gonna
and
send an owl, bro? That's
Yeah.
Birdist, and I'm gonna have like a macchiato, bro.
I'll write it
Total-
down.
Total
Write it down
macchiato.
because Owl can't talk to other people, so I'll write it down. But it's fine.
Just
So you
macchiato.
you summon Owl forth, and in a burst of magical sparks and feathers, Owl appears, right above your shoulder, just kind of flapping, and says, "Oh, Froid, so good of you to summon me. I've made a discovery on the on a treatise that you might be interested in. Perhaps we could have an
Pause on
introductory-
that. Pause on that for a little bit. That's great. I'm glad you're keeping busy because we've been really busy too. We're part of a secret society now. However, do you know the Starclux up on the next level that we're gonna walk by there? Will you order ahead for us? It's always a
Bro,
line.
like, make sure it's the one that's on the way, bro. Bro, not the most close. The one that's on the way, bro.
He knows the one.
Make sure it's not in one of those larger markets. It needs to be a separate Starclux. Otherwise,
Yeah,
the
and-
quality is not as good.
Yeah, bro. Because those aren't good. They usually don't have the pastries that I want, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, well here we'll just tie this to your leg here.
Yeah, of course I shall use my considerable arcane powers to order Starclux, is it, for you? And we of course shall discuss my arcane discovery at another time.
Oh, I'm sure we will, bud. Don't
I-
worry about that. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
it's not as if I were excited to discuss this with you, and it's quite the breakthrough, perhaps.
I think you can get like a little
Roar,
taster of
roar.
just yeah.
I see your bird is chirping quite a bit. Hopefully, he understands the order.
I told him to go. I don't know what he's talking about still. He's still talking.
I'll get an Elven Elixir Delight, half oat milk, half clawfoot milk, with a shot of gosh, what's that grass
Owl
called
has-
around here?
Owl has already flown off.
Yeah.
So, take it.
We're gonna have to stop. I'm not gonna be able to operate without this order.
I love the idea of clawfoot.
It's real gross. It's real gross.
Sufficiently disgusting.
Win in,
my
you
favorite
know what
part
they
of this
say is
universe
win in
is
Cordis,
Starclux.
win in Cordis.
Yeah, Starclux is my favorite part of this universe so far.
That's
How did-
pending judgment. Actually, it's the Crudclaw
How did
Mountains. Those are
this
sweet.
become canon? I
I don't
understand.
know.
All right. Anyway, what do you guys do?
You allowed us to have control over
We
this world.
I don't know how long it's going to take for our weapons to be silvered because we do need to pick some up, right?
Do we though? If we get the Starclux,
Well,
We're
we
gathering
have-
supplies
we
to
still-
head to
we
Deep
still-
Born Cleft.
we-
We got a hike in
yeah.
front of us. Yeah.
Yes, we may need to swing by the commissary, pick up items, but I do not know how long it will take for them to silver our weapons. We probably will need to purchase additional weapons and then have them silvered and then continue on and come back for them, which is acceptable.
do you think I should silver my flute?
Where are you
Like,
going to
bro,
put it?
man? Bro, you can't silver a musical instrument, bro.
Oh, it's already silver.
I think anything,
doesn't matter,
anything you can
man.
use. Your silver.
Do it. Do it. Get
Mm,
there. Get there. Get there.
No.
Occupy the mental space. Come on.
So Raj, what tier are we on right now? We're on the lowest tier, right?
Yep.
You are on the 4th tier, which is one level above the bottom of Deep Crack.
Okay. All right. I say we need we need to move up to the higher levels. We'll swing by the blacksmith on the way out. Let's continue.
Yep. Climb up.
Okay. You make your way up to. Sorry, you're going to the top, and you want to stop at the blacksmith on the way. Is what we said.
Yeah.
Starclux though on the way.
On the way, and then to via Starclux.
Okay. You stop at Starclux and pick up your drinks, and you move up to the next level where you find Steelclaw, the smithy run by the dwarf Alamaral Batterbroom that you met the night before.
Master Dwarf, we contracted to have silver delivered here so you can silver some weapons for us. Has it been delivered?
Yeah, as you enter, when you tried to enter the previous night, the door was shut. It was late, and he was kind of closing up shop. But as you approach, you see that there are several shutters, large windows that are open, and heat is kind of radiating out from the storefront, and you can hear the clanging of hammers and the roaring of fire from the I'm blanking on the term. The bellows are what blows air into the forge.
Furnace?
The forge. And as you walk in, you can see there's a tremendous gout of flame that emerges as you see the back of this dwarf busy hammering away, sweat kind of like flailing off of his arms, and you can see his gray hair kind of tied in a ponytail, like sort of running down the length of his back, and his beard kind of tied up and slung over his shoulder, as he's basically like the back is completely bare except for this heavy, thick leather apron that he's wearing up front.
Master Dwarf! I imagine he's just like hammering stuff, and I'm just small little halfling just yelling in his high-pitched voice.
Yeah.
Master Dwarf!
You yell a few times, and the flames sort of die down, and he stops hammering just as you yell the last time, and he kind of turns around with a start. Oh, no need to shout.
Master Dwarf, you may not recall, but we were here yesterday concerning getting weapons silvered.
He's kind of still working, and you can hear like the hiss as he puts whatever he's been working on, this long sort of flat blade-like implement, into a huge trough of water, and steam starts like kind of hissing and spurting off. He says, I remember you from last night.
Okay, great. Balfire's the name. We need
Congratulations on your name.
We need some weapons, and we need them silvered.
Don't have any silver.
God damn. All right. Well, we'll get it delivered. But we need, if we send you, we need some weapons and then have them silvered. What will that cost us? We'll need a sword, perhaps some banding for a staff, and 2 daggers.
See him doing some mental math, kind of like, rolls his eyes up into the back of his head. I'll do the sword for 25 gold. The staff for another 5. The daggers, 5 each.
And we'll pay for the silver.
Call it 40.
All right, and I'll take 40 pieces out of my pouch, and I'll hand it to him. And we'll have to swing by the shop to get the silver, but it'll be delivered. Once you have the silver, how long will it take to get the weapon silvered?
He's kind of like holding the coins in his hand, kind of doing some quick accounting, and pockets them. Give me a day or 2.
All right. Well, keep an eye out for the silver. Should be coming soon, and I'll walk out of the store.
Okay.
I'll just stand there.
Did we declare which weapons we want him to silver?
Yeah. Some daggers, a sword, a staff.
So any dagger, any sword, any staff?
He's got that.
I bought Balfire bought a sword. Well, what kind of sword do you need, Tom?
A rapier, actually.
Okay, well, you would have pumped it with the rapier. So
sure,
rapier, a staff for Lucius, and 2 daggers for me and Tyler, just as a backup.
So sorry. In that transaction, were you assuming he would provide the weapon and the silver, or were you going to give him the weapon to be silvered?
I wanted to buy the weapons, and then I would send the silver.
Oh, that okay.
And then the cost of silvering. It's 40. It was 40 gold just to silver an existing weapon.
Yeah.
I
Let's
see.
say let's say 50 gold for the weapons also to be silver
On
is what he
top.
would have said. Yeah.
Okay, so 90 altogether. So I would have given
No,
him
no,
90 gold.
50 total. 50 total
Oh, even for the weapons? Okay.
for the cost
Great.
of the weapons and silvering, but you have to provide the silver.
Bro, that's cheap.
Yeah.
Are we sticking around for these, or are we gonna come back for them in like a while once we get back looking for Lakathia?
We'll come back. We'll come back.
Okay.
Come back to them.
Okay.
Bro,
yeah,
like sounds like we have to like totally like secure some silver, bros.
Right?
I think we did already.
Did we? But like, where is it, man?
It's on its way.
You sure?
I sent
Halfway.
a note. I sent a note to Underwood's, the general
Yeah,
store run by
you
a
did.
fantastic little gnome. He's taller than me though, requesting it. We'll need to negotiate prices there though. Maybe Smiles can help with that.
As long as it brings the peace.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could try out some of the other characters I'm working on.
Oh, I'm
Got
always
my
enjoying these.
negotiator character. Like can come in there and drive a hard bargain.
Oh, you could bargain with me anytime, bud.
You betcha, partner.
Losing it.
All right, where's Underwood's in relation? to
Well,
where we are
like I
now?
said, it's a work in progress.
Underwoods would be so you're on the second tier now. Underwoods would be one level below, in the middle, near where the lift was.
Hmm,
Well, crap.
all right. I would have stopped by there first then.
Would you have?
Point of order.
Point of order. Absolutely on the way.
Point of order, you would have done exactly what you told me you would have done.
That's fair.
Bros, like we totally passed by Underwoods. We need to go back, bros.
That's okay. You know what? We can get like a little lunch from Starclux, the one that's right next to Underwoods.
Do we have our Starclux orders with us right now?
Yeah, we
Stand
stopped by.
by.
We got them.
Yeah, okay.
Stand by. And we'd like to do a cutscene where I turn into a spider, climb down the wall quickly
Oh.
and then turn back into a gnome and negotiate prices.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, get it.
Turn back into a gnome.
Halfling.
Oh,
To
got
meet
it.
the gnome. To meet the gnome.
Got it. So you're going by yourself, climbing down to Underwoods, and yeah, got it. Okay.
No,
No,
I
it's
jump
just-
on. I
no,
jump
it's-
on his back. I ride him. Because you're a giant spider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ride you. like
It's
a
not
giant spider.
terrifying at all for the public.
Okay. If you're gonna ride his back, then going down a vertical surface, make an athletics check to hold on.
With advantage.
First dice roll of the session.
do you
Make
roll
an
the dice on this
athletics
thing?
check to hold on.
Oh, I need to sign in first so that I can roll the dice for my character.
Do you not have a?
Sounds like
Physical
we are
D20.
prepared.
No, I don't have any physical. Although, I guess I shouldn't pitch in the middle of this thing. Okay, so athletics check, you said?
Yes.
That was an 18.
Okay.
Wait. I'd also like to say that I shapeshift into something terrifying, like a giant ant riding the back of the spider. To extra.
Raj,
It's really interesting.
Should
we're
I-
making
should
this
I
a
say-
thing.
should I say point of order? Because I don't know if
you
you
can-
can.
Do you want to
Yeah,
say it?
I was gonna say point of order, but you can say point of order if you'd like.
We should all say point of order.
All right.
We
1,
should
2,
just-
3. Point of
Point of order,
order.
yeah.
For the points.
You you cannot change into an animal creature, something that defies the construct of 2 arms, 2 legs.
Oh shit. All right. Well, other than an ant, like an ant-like creature. I guess I
Okay.
have to have seen one
An
before.
Ant-Man.
You have to have
maybe?
seen one,
Would you
yeah.
like
Sure,
to?
sure.
Mantis?
Sure.
Different campaign. Different campaign.
Mhm, mhm.
But while this is happening, Lucius is like hovering down, flying down, and be like, "Hey, bros, man, like, where you going?"
I'm just gonna read some books upstairs.
No, but you guys
Okay.
like crawling down the wall, and he's like flying down, and he's like hovering. He's like, "What are you doing, bros?"
Okay, that's fine. I'm a dragonborn. All right, I just turned into a dragonborn. All right,
Okay.
My
All right.
typical.
You climb down the wall. You get a bunch of stairs as the 3 of you kind of make your way down to Underwoods, which is not actually too far laterally, but obviously descending takes a little bit of time without the convenience of the lift. And you find yourselves in front of Underwoods. It is an interesting storefront carved primarily into the rock of of deep crack, but bears an interesting sort of iron wrought contraption like facade where there are gears sort of welded into the door. It looks like there are many springs and coils, kind of like the sign Underwoods is like this big iron plank hanging from a rod, it kind of swinging in the wind. It's like kind of hanging from two coiled springs. There are many sort of like gear-like mechanisms all around, and in the front of in the door itself is sort of like this clockwork mechanism of hundreds of gears and springs and coils that is causing like a random sort of like ticking, rotating motion. You're not quite sure what it's for. Maybe it's just for show, but it seems to be quite the attraction as many people are walking by who are not familiar with it, like stop and stare and then kind of move on.
All right, I say telepathically because I'm not gonna waste another wild shape. I'll say telepathically to both Lucius and Smiles. I'll say no. I'll say
Lucius went back up to horror. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm out.
all right.
All
Well,
right.
as you fly away, I'll say peace, bro. And then
He's
I'll
like,
say
he like flies back down. And he goes, "Peace, bro, total peace," and then he flies back up.
I say, Smiles, we need enough gold, enough silver to silver 4 weapons. Can you negotiate a price for us?
How much silver do you think that is?
I don't know.
All right, I'm Dragonboard right now. Okay, I will ask how much they think. All right, so we are you coming in? Will you join, or will you join me inside? Perhaps Giant Spider helps with negotiation.
Yes, sounds good. I will pretend to be your familiar. Go.
Yes, this is quite good, actually. Let us inside go.
Right, I'll try to squeeze my gigantic giant spider form in through the doorway.
Carapace.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
what size is the spider? Is it?
Large.
Oh, yeah. There's no way you can fit inside the door. It's like a regular door, and it's like an iron-bound frame. It's like an iron door and an iron-bound frame, so there's no like squeezing possible.
This is fine. Just put head inside door and just look.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll like awkwardly try to squeeze in for a while until I have to like settle with just my spider head poking out.
So I walk in first. I walk in first before you. You stick in head. No other customers follow. Only negotiate with me. You eat customers if they come outside.
Fine.
Circle of life. You love these.
All right, all right, Smiles. You walk in, and
This is not going to go well.
No, not at all. You walk in.
I'm enjoying this.
Describe your dragonborn form. What do you look like?
Yes, I am green scales, quite magnificent, very shiny. Teeth showing, very smiling, and eyes red like fire.
All right.
Very friendly, very together.
I pause. I don't know why. This is killing me. You should definitely do a character like this, but I would die the whole time.
Yeah.
It's very
All
good.
right. This is like it's like he's from the Tracksuit Mafia.
It's from Barry. Like
Yep,
you seen the show Barry?
Barry?
Yeah.
Barry. No.
All right. You walk inside, and the store. You are greeted with the smell of oil and various sort of metallic scents that just like sort of waft into your face. It smells like a place of construction. And as you walk in, you see rows upon rows upon rows of shelves, each bearing knickknacks, strange contraptions, random metallic things forged, long sort of rods, weird sort of spheres that defy description and don't even really present an obvious sort of intuition as to what these things might be. Several shelves in the back sort of contain normal looking goods, foodstuffs, rope, coils of rope, sacks, things like that, backpacks, etc. But there are a lot of things in here of a mechanical nature that seem to be just sort of like almost tossed aside junk, and they each have little price tags attached to them with little bits of string, 5 gold pieces, 10 gold pieces, 17 copper pieces, 18 copper pieces or 18 silver pieces and 1 copper piece, random sort of denominations. At the when you look to the right, you see at the front of the store there's a large counter kind of occupying the entirety of the wall on the right, behind which is standing this gnomish figure, and you've seen him before arguing with the dwarf who used to run the lift, and he is looking over some sort of metallic contraption and trying to use a set of tools. Like one looks like a set of pliers, the other looks like a set of tongs. They're trying to bend in place some sort of like metallic strip into some sort of contraption, and you can hear him kind of muttering, almost there, ping, and the whole thing just like pops and springs, and like pieces of metal go flying everywhere. One of them shoots like right by your face, within about an inch or two of your nose, or your maw, essentially, before sort of, oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, customer, hello, welcome.
Hello.
As you as he says that, you see popping up from behind one of the racks of shelves a figure with red hair, and it is Cerise, who seems to be kind of working, trying to stock inventory or something behind one of the shelves. She kind of looks, doesn't seem to notice anything more than just a dragonborn having entered, and goes back to work.
Hello, comrade. It is Anatoly.
Oh, I've not seen the likes of you before. Are you new to Cordis? Welcome to Underwoods. I'm Hobart thither yonder, and this is my store. And you see him kind of like grandly like gesturing outward towards the rows and rows of seeming junk here.
Quite magnificent. This store, it fits you. I can see in your eyes, this store is just like you. Magnificent.
I'll take that as a compliment. And he's kind of like brushing his dirty beard, covered in like soot and grime, and he seems to be putting like more of like, kind of like oil or grease or something into the beard as he's kind of like sweeping down. How can I help you?
Well, I have issue. My familiar here, he lost my silver sword. And I need a new silver sword, but I don't know how much silver it takes to make silver sword.
Oh, a lot of demand for alchemical silver. I received a letter this morning actually asking for some to be sent over to the smithy. But yeah, I'm fresh out apparently. Cerise, did you check the back? She stands like, yes, Hobart, I already checked the back. There's no more alchemical silver. She goes back to work. And he's all right. She's got to temper that one.
This is not good news. I think you are such a smart man. You must know how to have silver in your shop or where the silver comes from.
Oh, well, if someone were to bring like bars of silver or some sort of silver implements, I could certainly melt it down and turn it into alchemical silver. That would be then able to be applied to weapons, and we could perhaps make you a new sword.
Yes, well, I actually have silver pieces. Could we make weapons with silver pieces?
I'm afraid we need a lot of silver pieces. How many do you have on you?
Well, 10?
I think we're going to need...
This is a lot. I can see, this is a lot.
That is quite a fair number, to be sure, sir. But we're going to need something on the order of perhaps 1,000 silver pieces.
1,000?
1,000 silver pieces.
This is not number that we learned to count to in my school.
Well, I don't usually count to it. That's why I just sort of say the number without having to count up to it.
I understand. I give you bag of silver. We say it is 1,000. You make it into weapons.
He seems genuinely befuddled and thinks for a moment before he realizes, Oh, I'm afraid that's not going to work, sir. I will need 1,000 actual silver pieces in order to turn it into alchemical silver.
This is shame. I cannot count. But I appreciate. Where might find one silver blocks?
Oh well, I perhaps you could buy them from some of the wealthier citizens. Perhaps you could, you look like a strong sort of adventuring type. Perhaps you'll stumble across some when you're out in the wilds adventuring.
Хорошо. Yes, this is good. Okay, I see. Okay then. Yes.
Perhaps I could interest you in some other wares. I have quite a few contraptions I've been working on. Would you be interested in seeing perhaps some of them? I have plenty of things for sale.
Of course I will, but much needed urgency for getting the silver. And once if you could make it go faster for me, of course I have time. But how do you say? I need the time is silver.
I'm not quite following you, but let me show you what I've got in stock here. And he kind of goes underneath the counter and comes out. You can see you can hear the clattering and clanging of a bunch of things that he sort of just casually tossed to the floor. He's like, oh, here it is. And he pulls out a crossbow, a tiny crossbow that seems to be attached to some sort of leather strap. And he wraps the leather strap around his wrist and shows, look what I've got here. A crossbow I've attached to the wrist. I call it a wrist-based crossbow. And he demonstrates that this device that allows you to load it and then basically fire it as a bonus action, which allows you to leave a hand free. And it says, I can sell you this weapon. Perhaps you don't even need a silver sword for it. 200 gold.
This looks quite fancy, actually. 200 gold, but I must save the gold for the silver. Maybe if it was the 100 gold.
Oh, it cost me quite a bit of time and coin to invent something like this.
You understand? Time is silver. Perfect.
Indeed, time is in fact silver. Let's go with that supposition. But I will have to sell this for more than 100 gold. It cost me more than that to create this device.
I understand. It takes up space for your inventory. You just need to get rid of it. I can help you take it off your hands. Maybe you pay me to take it and market to other people.
I don't think you're following. But perhaps I've got something else that might be of interest to you. He ducks behind and you hear the clattering and clanging of more metal, and he kind of springs back up again. He's like, aha! And you can see him holding from a bunch of chains several small, almost like bear trap type of snares. And he's, look at this. He takes one from the stack and kind of lays it along the countertop. And as it lies down on the counter, it instantly sort of camouflages and turns to the color of the stone countertop. It's like, no, invisible it is. And if someone it takes a few minutes to set, but would someone step on it? Boy, that's quite the trap they're stuck in.
This is quite clever. You are a smart man.
Ah, you like that? I've got 5 of these, 50 gold each.
50 gold each. They reusable?
Only one use per setting. But if you like them, usable, you come back. Perhaps I'll have more for you.
Yes, you know about the environmentalism movement. You reuse.
Oh, I didn't realize the environment was moving. Where's it going to?
Yes, it is reuse. It must be reusable. Now, the wrist arrow shooter. How do the arrows come back?
I'm afraid those are also one-time uses as well.
This is bad for the environment. These are good ideas that you have. I will come back. I need to use the time for the silver.
All right. Silver time. Time is silver.
Comrade, your time is excellent. And reaches out and gives him a big hug. Your beard, it also smells and tastes delicious.
Oh, he's kind of squeezing. He's like, oh, thank you. He kind of like puts his little arms between the two of you and kind of pushes you off.
This is good. No, this is good. You like?
I prefer if you bought something, but I suppose a hug is fine.
I'll lean in and I'll go. Move my pincers. We'll take 3 traps, but I'll say it telepathically to him.
Okay.
So for 1 trap, you say 50?
Boy, 50 gold per trap. It's kind of like scraping his beard, trying to clean it off, but making it dirtier in the process.
But think of all the space if I were to buy 2 traps. This would be helping you?
Of course, I'd rather have 100 gold than 50. That's for certain.
But maybe you'd rather have the space for me to take 2 traps.
No, I'm fine on space. No real need for that.
So
I'll say to Smiles telepathically. Just pay the man, please. End the torture. Pay the man.
You hear about the volume discount?
I don't know what that. I suppose if you were to buy a significant volume, but I would hardly call 2 volume, sir.
Well, okay, we make the split difference about 3.
Oh, 150 gold for 3 then.
It's becoming Italian. No, this is the same as if I buy 1. Why not? Why buy 3 if I could get 1 for 50, 2 for 100?
I'll tell you what, you seem like a not so bright individual, so I'll make you a deal. You buy all 5, I'll sell them to you for 225 gold.
This deal, I will buy 5 for 225.
Boy, that's what I said.
You know I cannot count. It's true?
It's true.
Yes, so you promise me this is a good deal.
I promise you this is the best deal you're going to get at Underwoods.
Da. We will purchase.
Excellent. He grabs all 5 of these snare traps and hands them over to you, just like the bulk of the chain and the snare just kind of dangling over, and gives them to you in your arms.
Because I sometimes am slow. What are instructions?
Oh, it's quite simple. You lay it down wherever you like, and you pry open the trap here, push the pin to set it, and if something steps on it, they're trapped.
Отлично. And I hand over 225 gold.
Okay.
Oops, that was adding 225 gold. Now I'm going to need to remove 450.
I honestly don't understand why that voice tickled me so much.
So we're good here. We head on back out, and up the wall we go.
Okay. Well, you exit the store, and Balfire in spider form is waiting. You guys might go back up.
He was waiting in door.
Yeah.
Right.
I had my head in the whole time. No one reacted.
Oh,
Apparently
right.
they're used to spiders.
They're used to big spiders. It's fine.
I'll just say, how does this guy not have silver? It's crazy.
Yes, it is quite silly, actually.
We'll have to work on that.
He
All right,
says you
jump
could
on.
buy them from rich people.
Hold on 1 second. That looks like a lot of weight. Stand by, and I'll shoot a web around him like a sack, along with the thing, and throw it over my spider shoulder and just climb up the wall.
Okay. You ensnare him in a web and bring him up as if he were your prey.
Oddly comfortable.
Yes. You are firmly
Help!
ensconced in it.
Help! This spider is going to eat me.
The stone wardens come rushing
Is that
out.
Mario?
To your
Is that
defense.
Mario? Can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
It slips. It slips.
Yeah. All right. You guys regroup. The party regroups right outside of where you left Lucius and Fror, outside the Steel Claw Smithy.
All right, and I'll revert back.
Bros, man. So how was it getting silver, bros?
Yeah, I also revert back. Yeah, it was not great. Not great. Apparently, there's a silver shortage, and we need 1,000 silver pieces per one weapon if we want silver pieces.
So can we like go to like a bank, man, and like take our gold and like?
I'm pretty sure I can just kill whatever. What do we need the silver for, guys? It's not a big deal, you know.
Valfire said he wants silver, and I just want us to all get along, and that stuff.
We can come back, but we'll find some silver. It's not a big deal. Let's go look for this Dragonborn and ask her some questions.
I agreed. Likely we'll stumble upon enough silver to make this happen. But
Or we
I'll
could take
tell
it from
you,
people. It's fine.
That's true too. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Us being the poor.
Yeah, we gotta get
I know
richer.
this.
Yeah.
Who's Richard? I didn't know that we haven't not met him yet.
He's the baker
Oh,
down
right.
on Drury Lane.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
right.
Okay. Anyway, you guys need anything else, or you guys want to make a trek up north to Deep Born
Cleft.
Deep Born Cleft. Deep Born Cleft.
Deep Born Cleft.
Bros, let's head to the cleft, man.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
I'm ready to go. Raj.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You guys, the party make your way out of the city and head towards or out of the town of Cordis through West Crack, kind of winding your way through the roads and make your way beyond the loose boundaries of Cordis towards the northwest. As you pass the last cluster of ramshackle stone buildings, a group of stone wardens sort of track you with half-hearted interest, breaking from their dice game just long enough to make sure you're not going to cause any grief before turning back to the bones. And you climb a rise and you look out before you. You see the rocky landscape dips and stretches out as far as you can see, with the Cragclaw Mountains looming on the horizon, the large finger-like peaks casting long shadows across the plateau, the specter of pending judgment far to the north, also casting its a shadow across the land, this giant spear of rock stretching out into infinity, into space beyond which you can see. And everywhere you see the ground is cracked and scarred with rifts, both shallow and bottomless, tufts of skygrass sort of poking out from the rocky terrain and soft, pliable clumps. Also, far to the north, you see flashes of purple lightning in the clouds as these terrible storm clouds start to form, and they roil and churn as they start to wend their way south. You know this to be a relatively typical phenomenon this time of year, as these giant storms sort of form in the north and slowly sweep their way south once every so often. You know the journey to Deep Born Cleft, based on the description that Sidonius provided, is going to be about 5 days, and you begin your trek. On the first day of travel, I would like one of you to please roll percentile dice.
Ooh, I'll do it.
All right.
That's a D100.
Yes.
91.
91. All right. The first day of travel passes by relatively uneventfully. You make your way through the rocky terrain and find yourselves, as night rapidly approaches, guided by the glowing specter of pending judgment off in the night sky, which seems to be glowing brighter than even the moon does at this point. But as you make your way towards the northwest, you find night slowly descending, and the first day of travel having passed uneventfully, it's been pretty rough going. You haven't felt like you've made a ton of progress. The ground is very rocky. You spend a lot of time navigating your way around large cracks and ravines, even just biting the bullet and climbing down a few and climbing back up the other side, which adds several hours. But who knows how far to the east or west these ravines extend. And you find yourselves, looking for a place to pitch camp for the evening. What do you all do?
By the way, anytime we're trying to traverse a crack, Lucius is like, bros, man, just fly, man. Come on.
I will, unasked, I will pick up Valfire and put him on my back and see if he goes for it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay, nice.
And who says? I've been wanting to fly with Lucius, but he doesn't want to let me ride on his back.
Yeah, he's really weird about that, right?
But and Sans, what I picture during this journey is like Legolas during Lord of the Rings, where he's like walking on top of the snow, and all of us has to like just trudge through the snow.
Lucius just like kind of lightly floating and just being like, I don't know what the problem is, bros. Bros, come on, bros. What's the problem? Bros?
Yeah, and at some point during the journey, like I'll get tired as a halfling, and we'll turn into a bear just to make it easier. Or would a horse be appropriate? Or even, I guess, what's that creature called?
Clawfoot.
Clawfoot. Yeah.
Yeah, a clawfoot would be the most appropriate, as they've got these clawed feet that can actually traverse any kind of terrain relatively easily, even climbing surfaces vertically if needed. But yeah, so that would be a very easy one, and somebody could even conceivably ride you at that point.
Yeah. So I think
yeah.
I say during that travel, like when that's appropriate, I would turn into one of those. Like
sure,
as the terrain gets too difficult.
If we're settling down for the night, I'm quite comfortable with camping and stuff, so I'll look for a suitable spot.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check to see if you can find a suitable camping spot.
Oh yeah, that was really good, guys. 6.
Yeah, you think you found what seems to be an appropriate spot here. It's a rough patch of ground strewn with like pebbles and rocks that kind of slopes towards the south. Not very, somewhat steeply, but this is the best place you could find.
Oh, super comfortable.
Lucius will also periodically jump up and kind of fly around to make sure no one's sneaking up on us or following us or anything like that.
Okay, go ahead and make give me a perception check for this. Is this something you're doing throughout the day or just at night? Or okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check.
10.
Yeah, you don't see anything of note as the town sort of grows more distant as you travel further and further. The landscape just looks pretty much the same all the way around. Just this rocky, broken granite terrain that seems to stretch on in all directions, and no sign of life or anything.
Okay,
cool.
Okay,
settle down for camp.
Okay, you settle down for camp. Are you all keeping watch, or what are you all doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I will take the first watch. I'm gonna take out my flute and play a lullaby. Just a melodic lullaby to get these guys some extra rest.
Okay. Sounds good. You spend your watch playing your flute, trying to calm the day's sort of travel, calm the nerves with some gentle music from your flute. Go ahead and make a perception check. Make a performance check first, actually, as you're playing your flute first.
Excellent. That is a... Sorry, guys. It's a 10.
All right. Well, I mean, certainly competent. Maybe not your best. Maybe not particularly inspired at the moment, but you do sort of cause the nerves to kind of relax a bit. The jitteriness of sort of being out in the wild, in the broken waste, is nothing to kind of take lightly. It's a dangerous place, and so this certainly helps to kind of soothe things over a little bit. Go ahead and give me a perception check with disadvantage as the deepening gloom surrounds you, of the deepening gloom of night surrounds you.
Perception with disadvantage. Ooh, I like this. Where'd perception go? There it is. Disadvantage. Roll that. Ooh, yeah, it's good. A 5.
Yeah, nothing seems to catch your notice as you are focused maybe on other things, going through your mind at this time. All right, and your watch passes uneventfully. Who is taking? Yeah,
sorry. Also, I take a moment for my flute and I say, in a world where dreams take flight, a bug, a bear, halfling, and bird of height, under moonlight sky so clear, they find comfort in the night so dear. Yeah, that's good.
Roar's asleep, just loving it. Just yeah.
Lovely. Very good. You sing your lullaby, and you can hear your compatriots slowly drift off into a peaceful slumber before you wake one of them for the next watch. Who's taking the next watch?
Hey-o.
Okay. Roar, go ahead and give me
Can I bust that owl and have him do laps?
Sure. Flash of arcane energy and feathers. Owl reappears. Yes, Roar, is it time to perhaps discuss our my discovery and share with you the magical treatise that I've been working on?
Here's
Truly,
the thing. It's the middle of the night, bud, and I need to. I'm trying to get some reading done by firelight. Can you just do some laps? Make sure nobody sneaks up on us. It'd be great.
Of course, I shall use my gifts to scout around.
Keen sight.
Yes, I'm quite keen of sight. Yes, this I am, of which I am aware. All right. Owl flies off and flaps into the night. I'll let you have advantage on. You have dark vision, correct?
I do, and Owl has advantage anyway on perception checks plus.
Okay, yeah,
dark vision. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll let you have advantage on perception.
Good, because it was a 1 and 12 for a 15.
15. All right. Yeah. After Owl, kind of circles about, does some laps. You also kind of keep a watch. Nothing seems to catch your notice, as well as your watch passes uneventfully. How do you spend the time this evening?
I'm studying my spell books. I'm trying to come up with some new formulas, some new ways to use some fire.
Okay. As you
I will also, touch my chest a little bit and trace the argent symbol that's there, and try and figure out, is this thing permanent? Like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead and make an Arcana check as you investigate the symbol that's been emblazoned on your chest.
Yeah, it's a good old. It's an 8. I rolled a 2 on the.
Okay. Yeah. So as maybe the day's travel has left you kind of weary. It seems difficult to concentrate. As you kind of touch it, it does feel cold to the touch and icy. And there's a definite temperature difference between your normal skin and the symbol itself. But it's difficult at this late hour for you to kind of glean anything.
Okay.
Beyond that.
Okay.
All right. And your watch passes. Who do you wake up for the next watch?
I'll tap Valfire on the foot.
Okay. You tap Valfire. Valfire, go ahead and give me a perception check with disadvantage.
But before we check,
yeah,
I say, Rory, before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I've never seen another race dance with the sword the way you do, except for the elves. You mentioned a master on one of our visits.
Yeah.
I know you dance around. Look, how did you learn that? I didn't think the elves shared that information outside their race.
I mean, it's one of these things where when there's a bigger calling, I think that maybe they'd be willing. I mean, it's true. Bugbears, not really our thing. My people didn't like it so much. I ran away. I found this elf. It was kind of like last night where she was like, "Hey, listen, there's this resistance going on. It's really important. Freedom's important. Don't you want to be able to do what you want to do? You want to study some stuff? I'll teach you some magic." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to teach some magic." And so I had to swear that I would fight for the resistance, but then I could learn this stuff. So it's kind of this give and take. And I feel like I'm collecting these organizations, and I'm just so important. I must be, right? I mean, otherwise, why are they letting me do these things? I don't know.
Mm.
But it turns out if you just tell people you'll fight for them, you can learn great things.
So you're not a solo fighter. What other organizations are you a part of? Myself, I'm part of a druid tribe as well as my halfling clan.
Oh, I mean, you've heard it. The resistance stuff going on. I mean, we're going to go to Telworth sometime soon. Just check in and make sure that they're doing okay. I mean, we've heard some stuff that they're maybe, getting... I don't think it might not be going so well for them, but I don't... we got to fight against these neo-imperialists who trying to crack down on all the good people, I think.
Let me ask you one more question before I let you sleep. I know you're tired. Do other elves, are they offended by you dancing the way you do with that sword and your
really
song?
know many other elves, why would they be? What's the big deal? Like, I thought that, if they're fighting for the resistance, they wouldn't care. They shouldn't care. Are there other elves? I mean, we met that one. She seemed to be like, big about vengeance and doing the right thing no matter what. Forget the law. I kind of like that a little bit, right? Let people be free. Why would they care?
Yeah, that's fair. But why do you burn yourself as part of your spell casting?
It's not on purpose. It's just I mean, I'm learning to harness it a little bit. It does let me, do a little bit more damage, be a little bit more lethal. And so I could take it. I grew up, you had to be tough. You had to be able to take some licks, and I'm pretty used to that stuff. So, whatever works.
Well, you are tough.
I know, right?
You've shown yourself to be a worthy compatriot. So I will support you through all of our adventures.
I appreciate that. We I don't know how much you remember, because you were drinking bugbear-sized pints for our drinking competition, but you did say that you had a mission too, bud.
Yes, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Well, I'm not supposed to tell people I'm part of the resistance. That's a freaking secret. But I mean, we've killed some stuff. We've seen some stuff, right? Right? Now, you kill some lipless, eyeless beings. You share some secrets.
It's true. Well, I suppose I need to share. But the master druid, Naira, she told me she saw something in the moon regarding pending judgment. And the changes in pending judgment in the moon, something is driving it. And there's change in the world tied to it. And it's growing and changing in a way that is diminishing the moon's brightness. And we can feel our power is waning over time, which is not good for me. I rely on my wild shapes to sustain me because of past injuries. And every cycle, something with pending judgment is changing because of this pending judgment. I feel we don't know what's causing it, but it's changing, and our concern is that there's outside forces, and the world will be in grave danger.
You think Lethargia knows anything about this stuff?
I think we need to ask questions, and I think I didn't meet you guys by chance. There's something else guiding us. We were all at that quarry fighting for certain reasons, unknowing each other, but something's guiding our hands. I don't like being part of another organization against my will, and I do not appreciate this symbol on my chest. One, I need to search it more. But for the moment, I'll deal with it until we can figure out what's going on.
So to keep you strong, we need to mess with pending judgment.
Or just understand what the link is between that and the moon cycles.
Well, that'll be simple.
I'm sure it will show itself.
Hmm.
My master, Ganara, always would say, the dreams have power. So as you sleep tonight, and I sleep, perhaps someday something will show itself.
Hey, if we make our way to Telworth, I'll talk to my old master. We can see if we can't solve your problem a little bit.
Love it.
She's super wise, probably more wiser than the Argent, you know.
Love it. I appreciate that.
You betcha. You know, I'm gonna let Owl keep flying around here. I don't think he needs to sleep, so I'm gonna go sleep. He'll come tap you if something happens.
Sounds great. Rory, and I'll look up. Oh, my two hands up. You're a good creature.
Oh, thanks, bud. Thanks, bud.
All right.
All right. So as you bid each other good night, you take your watch, Valfire. With Owl's help, you can make a perception check, not at disadvantage, because Owl will be giving you advantage.
18.
But you would have disadvantage. So
Yeah.
on its own, it's just a straight roll, straight perception check.
Straight up 18.
Straight up 18. All right. Nothing catches your attention as you continue your watch throughout the night, and you seem to notice during your vigil. Maybe it's just the conversation from earlier. Maybe it's just your mind kind of playing tricks on you, but you swear it looks like the moon. You can visibly see it growing dimmer, and pending judgment growing brighter at its expense. You kind of blink and the illusion goes away, but then you slowly see it happen again, and you can't help but wonder, is time running out? Is there a clock of some kind? Is there what might be driving this? Something is definitely pressing the back of your mind. But your watch passes uneventfully, and you move towards Lucius, I imagine, to take the next watch.
Yep.
Okay. Lucius, you are awoken by Valfire.
I throw a bucket of good berries on top of them. Good berry wine.
Okay.
You really do that?
Yeah.
Good berry wine, you dump it on Lucius's head?
Cold,
Lucius-
cold, chilled good berry wine. No.
Lucius jumps.
I throw a whole bunch of good berries on top of it. It's like a bunch of pillows.
I imagine Lucius feels the good berries wash over his very rested body. He just opens his eyes, and just goes, "Bro, man, not cool. Not cool. You could have just woken me up, bro."
Oh, you're right. I could have used the way of the wind, and I pull my own finger and just let one rip. Good berries are known for flatulence.
Bro, that's what freshmen in the way of the wind school said. Use that joke. Obviously, you're a child.
All right. there's no doubt. And I'll go and curl up and head to my bunk.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way back to sleep. Lucius, you are awake. What are you doing during your watch?
Lucius is periodically, taking to the sky to kind of get a good aerial view because that's where he feels most at home. But otherwise, he is meditating.
Okay.
And like brief moments of meditation so that he can pay attention. So he's like not closing his eyes, just kind of letting his mind wander.
Okay.
Accepting the thoughts and then letting them wash over him.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, well, that's not what I expected, but I guess I deserve it.
That's what you get for
perception
not having
check with disadvantage, and it is a 16.
16. Okay, pretty good. Taking sort of an aerial perspective, trying to fly around. You don't notice much out there in the broken waste. Things seem still. But during your flight, you catch an updraft and soar higher and higher and higher until the waning light of the campfire is just a tiny little pinprick of light below you, and you find yourself up among the stars, almost among them, as you kind of float higher and higher, and you catch a breeze and kind of find yourself just sort of floating in midair for a moment, and you see a very bright light, brighter than any other star that you notice next to you, or in your vicinity, off towards the west, and you realize that is the light of the Eyrie from which you hail, and thoughts of home wash over you. The remembrance of family, of duty, the importance of discovering yourself on your walkabout or flyabout, and you start to wonder, what was it about your family that drove you to this state, to this position? Could things have been different if perhaps your relationships had been different? Lots of things could have crossed your mind during this time.
And I, of course, I'm trying to be so zen about it. I'm like, accepting all these thoughts, having emotional reactions and trying to wash them away. But like some more than others consume me, like thoughts of what if with the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as your watch comes to an end, you slowly, sort of come to the realization that dawn is approaching, and you return to Earth and find the rest of your party stirring as the light of day sort of washes over you all. And the next day of travel begins as you continue your way northwest towards Deep Born Cleft. And we're going to take a short break here, and we will find out how the second day of travel commences for the group.
Sweet.
Woot, woot.
All right, let us pick up where we left off with day 2 of travel outside of Cordis. The party is making their way towards Deep Born Cleft. I need someone to roll percentile dice for the second day of travel.
Tyler's got it.
D100. 85.
85. All right. As the day's travel continues past all the rifts in the earth and the boulders strewn about everywhere, you see on the northern horizon a large looming storm front heading in your direction, even closer than it was the previous day. You see purple arcs of lightning crashing through these clouds, and you hear the roar of thunder off in the distance, following shortly as the sound kind of rolls over the plains of the Broken Waste and makes its way towards you. The storm is approaching and getting closer as the day, as your travels continue. On this day, good.
I was gonna say, bros, man, Thanara is gonna give us her gift. You see it coming over the Thanara? You guys don't know Thanara, do you? It's like
Not
the bird,
in my books. No.
bird
Nope.
god of lightning, man. Come on, man. No?
No, I'm not familiar with your.
I bet you Owl knows, but I don't. He talks a lot. I don't
Totally,
know.
Says-
man. Let me just say, Thanara sometimes gives you a gift. Look out for it when this storm comes.
Of course, Lucius. Very wise. Very wise. So smart. Such a
You know
smart,
what?
smart guy.
Thank you, man.
Yes. So blessed to be in your presence.
You've
The
offered
trick
us
is,
no.
I
You've
just
offered
made-
us no help. What should we do when this gift comes?
No, the
Shall
gift,
we
man.
ride the
it's
wind?
Just walk through it.
Nothing to do with the wind, man. It's all about the lightning, man. When the lightning hits you, it's a gift.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened to my cousin. He was never the same after.
See, he received the gift of Thanara.
Yeah, he kept peeing his pants. Very strange. Was that the gift? Of peeing yourself all the
It
time?
sounds like he fully accepted the gift, man. Fully
Mm.
accepted the gift of incontinence.
Mhm.
And we will walk
him and
directly into
Uncle
it.
him and Uncle Allie just used to hang out to each other. And we used to say, "You're not cool unless you pee your pants."
Yeah,
These two
that's
guys, great Uncle.
Yeah, you know,
Allie
I think it's gonna get our lightning bear over there. He's real like lightning rod.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll take care of that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
Moore
we should-
walks with his rapier straight up in the air.
This will make me more powerful. I think I got this, guys. I think I
You
got
guys
this.
look like you're ready to accept Thanara's gift. I love it. I'm not ready. I'm gonna stay away. But you guys go ahead.
All right. So as the day's travel continues, with the storm clouds looming closer and closer, everyone actually, let's see. Valfire, you notice that there is a sound, the sound of people. It sounds like conversation towards the west, and as you kind of look over, you see a group of wagons. You see three of them off in the distance, not too far from where you are. As you kind of like round a bend between some boulders, you see maybe about 1,000 yards in the distance, several wagons that have sort of clumped together, and you see people sort of milling about in that direction, and they seem to be in some sort of state of furor, as they seem to be sort of rushing about the wagons, trying to, like, it looks like, extricate them from some sort of mess. The procession seems to have halted.
I'll hold up my hand and I'll say,
I'll give him a fist bump.
"No, no,
I
no!
just
you
walk
fool.
past him. I just walk past
You
him.
fool! You fools! This is the hold sign. This is the hold sign."
Lucius like walks past you.
I-
He's like doing the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, bro."
He's like, bro, man, that's the beginning of my favorite dance.
I walk
Ah.
over to Valfire and I put my hand on his closed fist and I hold it and I say, I feel you. I hold you.
This is the worst group. I don't. What am I doing here? Anyways, everyone, look to the north. And I point
West.
to west.
And I say, the sunset is beautiful.
You
Just
fools!
gorgeous.
Everyone, focus. There's a wagon group. Shall we? There is a known that you should help travelers on the road, but we could also just continue forward. The lightning storm is coming.
I am hungry. I could eat.
Bro, man, that has like nothing to do with this conversation.
Are you gonna eat them?
No, No, and then I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull up a 2 all-day good berry and I'll say, "Here."
And
Don't
I
they only
will
last
press
one day?
digitation, clean it off, and eat it.
Oh,
Alright.
this was really bad.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is,
by the way, you guys are out in the wild, so after the first day of travel, if you have you been feeding them good berries the whole time,
yes.
Hellfire? Or okay.
Well, I assume we bought at least some rations. So, but
Why would you assume that? You never said you did.
I have rations from original.
I have original rations, bruh.
If from your original rations, bruh, you can scratch one off.
Okay.
Unless you're eating good berries, bruh. Good berries. And yeah, okay, so what do you guys do as you see these wagons off in the distance?
Yeah, I eat the good berries. I'm saving my rations.
I
for
like
when-
new people. You guys want to see what they're all about? Plus, I don't know. Maybe we can take shelter with them.
Yeah, I could eat.
Bro, man, like I'm down, and I don't know where you're getting food from, man. Like,
I'm just hungry, and I could eat. Let's go check these people out.
Actually, one of you can make a survival check since Roar said something about the storm approaching.
I will make it.
I will make it. I'm a +5.
Okay, all right, you go ahead.
He's a
will
druid.
I'm not doing my thing.
10.
By the way, I rolled a 13. Just point of
Doesn't count.
order. Point of order. I rolled it first.
All right.
Hey,
Point of
never look
disorder.
back.
Point of disorder. All right. With a 10, yeah, it's Valfire. You figure that the storm is still several days away. You're not quite sure how many, but it's not like imminent. Yeah, it is. It's
see.
going to take some time for it to approach.
Great.
Okay, so I guess heading towards the wagons then.
yeah.
Okay. You make your way over in that direction, and after kind of walking for about an hour or so, you come relatively close, and several of these figures start to rush out towards you. They are dressed rather poorly. You can see that they've been out in the wild for quite some time. They're wearing leather armor that is slowly starting to rot away and fall apart at the seams. They're holding sort of rusty, like ill-maintained weapons. 2 spears are kind of like are kind of being held towards you all as you approach, and you can see this group is definitely very raggedy and doesn't seem to be looks to have not been in civilization for quite some time. And the wagons you can see behind them are being drawn by claw feet, each one laden with goods, covered with large tarps, but you can see these wagons are overstuffed and heavy, and you can see poking out from underneath like big barrels, crates, carrying all kinds of what look to be foodstuffs, supplies of various sorts, kind of overstuffed sacks, that sort of thing. And as you approach, one of the figures from behind, this small, wiry man with scraggly hair, a brown beard that's kind of like turning slowly turning copperish, walks towards you and kind of parts between the 2 guards that are kind of like bearing spears at you all. It says, "Now, let's not be hasty. Maybe we've got some customers here. Hello and welcome. We've got many goods to share. Perhaps you'd be interested in buying something. Fresh from Remenor we are. We've been in the Macraws, looking to make our way to Cordis."
Well, that's just super special. Do you have silver?
No, we don't have any silver per se, but I've got lots of things. Maybe you'd be interested in some rope or a crowbar, perhaps. Maybe,
Well, thank you for your time, and and I just start walking off.
Okay, sure. What news? What news from Cordis? Are we far? Are we close? Any dangers on the road?
Oh yeah, lots of those.
It'll cost you. There is some information you should know.
Well, maybe we can exchange information, and we've got some things to share as well.
Oh
You
yeah,
have some silver things to share.
No.
well yeah. There's some stuff going on. We're headed west Any news from out west?
Don't make your way to them across the stone defilers. They're in a bit of a throwing a bit of a hissy fit right now. We if we weren't so desperate, we wouldn't be plying our wares over there. But yeah, that's the rumor. We was trying to get a good deal out of them. Those we thought they was those primitive blokes, but they it appears their shaman seems to have some kind of artifact that lets us see into the future. And yeah, there was no bargaining on our parts.
See into the future.
Oh, she knew what we was gonna say before we even said it.
Where?
Was it a book? Do you know how
Nah.
they did it?
No, I don't know about this magic-y sort of stuff.
Well, I do. My friend. There's some pretty cool stuff with magic.
Oh, maybe you could go out to the Stone Defilers and ask him yourself.
Guys, do you want to go to the Stone Defilers? Is that no, we have other plans. That's okay.
Was this the Vereminal?
Yeah, we was at Vremenol. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Okay.
Well, thanks for the information, bud.
No, my friend. Do you have any rations for sale?
Oh, yeah, we've got rations. I got some dried meats, and we got some water. Yeah, we got fresh pull from a spring. We did. Yeah, fresh, everything fresh.
Bro, I want to smell it first, bro. The water.
All right. And he pulls out from the wagon a couple of big jugs. Hands you one of them. Yeah, you've got a big sort of clay jug in your hands now.
All right, I open it up and smell the water.
Okay. You pull the cork out, and the smell of sulfur sort of wafts out, which is a typical smell of the water that you get in the Broken Waste. Just kind of like wafts into your nose. Yeah.
All right, I turn and go. It's good. It's good.
I like to look past these guys and look into the other people in the caravan, and look for anything particular, like nervousness or hesitant or I don't know, looking scared. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an insight check to kind of gauge their reaction to.
God. 9.
Most of them seem to not be paying you any mind. They seem to be fixated on one of the wagons, which has sort of got itself stuck in a rut in the earth, and they're pushing the claw feet, who are acting kind of stubborn at this point, and kind of pushing at the back end of the wagon to try to extricate it from the from where they are.
Lucius makes his way over there in an effort to help them while the negotiation for rations continues.
Okay. Go ahead and do you just sort of like jump in and just try to start pushing or
I actually start lifting.
Okay.
By flying and lifting, so hoping that will help the pushing.
Okay. You can see a lot of them have started unloading the wagon in an effort to make it lighter. But go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can help at all with this endeavor.
12.
Yeah, you managed. So after they kind of lighten the wagon, basically just removing all the goods from the wagon bed, and you kind of contribute a little bit of effort by helping to lift it out. They managed to finally extricate it from the rut and to kind of force it out back into the road with the clattering of the wheel against the stone ground makes you realize it's free, and the claw feet start running away with the wagon in tow. Like kind of they keep walking. It's like, but they're not hard to kind of catch up to and prevent them from walking too much farther. And the leader of this group who came out to kind of like speak with you says, "Oh, thanks very much for your help. That was very nice of you."
No worries, bro, man. Totally, like anyone would have done what I did, man. It's just a simple job. You got any silver?
Still don't have any.
Are you the same person my buddy talked to earlier, man?
That's right. I'm still the same person.
That's so
He
weird.
thinks all people look the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like non-avian faces just like wash, man. It's just like whatever.
sometimes I could smell the differences, but I didn't smell you. So I guess that's good.
It's all right. Don't take no offense. You probably don't want to get too close to us. We've been to Remenol after all. Tent City, Stone Defiler's dirty place.
Fair, man. Okay, cool. Well, no silver. My buddy Smiles is gonna probably ask you for some rations. Has he done that?
Yeah, you have asked for rations. They are offering them for 1 gold piece for 10 days of rations, essentially.
All right. After he asks that, he goes Lucius leans in and goes, "Bro, man, you see any more Aarakocra like myself, man? I mean, not like myself, but like Aarakocra. Have you seen any in your travels, man?"
Oh, flying over the Macross, we saw a flight of you peoples just going over it.
What do you mean by you peoples, man?
The winged types. You were asking me about Aarakocra.
Feels aggression. Don't love it. But continue.
That's definitely a microaggression.
I don't mean nothing by it. You said Aarakocra, and I said I saw your peoples flying above in the sky.
I mean, I'm gonna split some hairs, man. But you totally said you people, not your people, man. I'm just saying. It's
Okay.
My buddy, microaggression. I'm totally
Have
down
you
with
ever
that.
seen any of my people?
Now,
What
you
about-
people. Oh, I've seen them.
Usually at the end of a spear.
Microaggression. You know, Valfire finds that term offensive.
He mentions that he has seen Aarakocra flying over the Macross, but he's it's very quick sort of pass over, about 5-6 of them flying in V formation, just like zooming over, and then they were gone.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, cool. So all right, appreciate it. Move on. All right. Should we go, man?
Looks
So
like
you guys want to buy these rations? You think we need them?
No, microaggression. I heard that's what Sorrenta called Smiles' little guy. You know what I mean?
Who's Sorrenta?
Is
Cerise?
oh, Cerise.
You blew it. You blew it.
Damn it!
so much confusion in that statement.
Is that your jalapeno pepper friend?
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name? I was gonna make a
Cerise.
joke about mine.
Cerise. Yeah.
Cerise.
Oh, Cerise. Oh yeah, that's what she called your junk. Microaggression.
Yeah, I do have that satchel that sometimes I carry along that she doesn't like, and she's like, that's very small and aggressive to carry that. I don't agree with her, but she calls it that from time to time. It's true.
You're better than that. You're better than her. It's okay. It's okay.
She is so fiery. Oh gosh.
I gotta update my notes. Sorrento. All right. It literally says.
Isn't that like a brand of cheese or something?
It is. Yeah.
Pimento.
My thing says Sorrenta smiles as woman.
Cerise. Cerise.
Wow. Okay.
She's right
Anyway,
or-
so
right
this merchant, this traveling merchant, watches you all, or well, as he's kind of selling you rations, also mentions, we heard other rumors out here in the Broken Waste. Supposedly, they say a contingent of soldiers were seen sneaking out of Simga Hall in the dead of night several weeks ago. They went east, but no one knows where or why. Something's afoot up there, so be careful if you're making your way north.
And Raj, this is a geographic question. Where's Telworth in relation to where we're headed?
East.
Telworth is northeast of where Cordis is. So it's kind of like in the opposite direction from where out from Cordis, from where you guys are going now. You guys are
Okay,
going
got it.
northwest.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
Those Sim Gahul dragonborn bastards. Guys, once we run this errand, I'm telling you, we gotta go to Telworth. We gotta check in.
Bro, I'm down for whatever, man. My bow's your bow, man. It's like
Appreciate
bow
that.
staff. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
both staff. We'll pay them for some rations. Send them on their way. Let's book it.
Okay. You bid them farewell, and this meeting of strangers across the broken waste concludes, and you continue to make your way to the northwest. The rest of the day passes uneventfully as night once again begins to fall. And what do you all do?
Sleep.
All right. Do you maintain the same watch order as
Yes.
previous? Okay. So whoever's going first, go ahead and make a perception check.
Bellfire?
All right. No, I think who was first last time?
Smiles.
Oh, is it Smiles?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Smiles. Yeah. So go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage.
Before what's his name? Before Roar goes to sleep, I say,
Yep.
"Hey, Roar, buddy, you mind? Maybe Owl could help me out, and maybe keep an eye out up top with me."
You know he can't talk to you, right?
Yeah, I just maybe if he sees something, he can come peck at me.
You know what? He would love that. He would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I'm good with animals.
Pop him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Roar! Once again, I have made another
Exactly.
breakthrough.
Once again. It's really tired.
Of course. Yeah, but if you just could spare a moment, I have something to discuss.
That's great. Let's go to sleep.
All right. Very good. Owl flies off into the night, giving you a straight roll on your perception check. Smiles for the evening.
Perception. Oh my god. I should roll with disadvantage. It's a 5.
Okay. You seem preoccupied during your watch, and nothing else really catches your notice. You can hear Owl kind of flitting about in the night. So you know that the bird is on watch, but nothing seems to make itself apparent to you. How do you
I'm
spend
kind
the
of
rest of your watch?
tinkering with my flute. I'm like, "Hush, little owlie, don't you cry. Smile's gonna write you a lullaby." And I'm just
The
But
head
not
movement
really
is really where it's at. That is where it's at.
Yeah. All right. Next watch comes up. I believe that was Roar who's taking the second watch.
Yep.
Valfire, do we have 4 watches?
Yeah.
Each of you
Yeah.
taking a watch. Yeah.
I think it's Valfire first, right? Or no, yeah, it's me. Okay,
No,
good
it's
enough.
you and then.
Good enough.
Okay.
13?
Okay, you can roll with advantage actually because you have dark vision.
I did because that
Oh.
was from last night with Owl and Dark Vision.
Right, yeah, okay.
14. Yeah.
14. Yeah. Nothing makes itself apparent to you. How do you spend the rest of your watch?
Roar's just gonna hang out. He really is. He's gonna sharpen his rapier. He'll probably like dance around a little bit, just practice some thrusts. Make sure no one's looking. Go for
Okay.
it.
All right. And your watch passes uneventfully as you kind of practice your swordplay and magical art. Valfire, your watch. Go ahead and make a perception check with just a straight perception check if you got Owl helping you.
No, I'll turn into a direwolf and then and prowl as that. So he has advantage on perception
Okay.
for smell and hearing. So
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
okay. 20 and 16 and then it's 7. So 23.
23. All right. So as you go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me also.
Hey guys, did we remember to set all the traps around too? Did we do that? Do you guys remember?
Nope.
Nope.
That's good. That's good.
23 as well.
23. Okay. As you take on your lupine form, you feel the familiar sort of crack and snapping of bones popping out of sockets. The fur start to grow wildly from your skin, and the the sense of the beast almost overwhelms you as through your nose you pick up the scent, the familiar scent of clawfoot, and it's almost enough to drive you to a feral state, a state that you've come to both dread and anticipate at the same time. The freeing, liberating call of the wild, so to speak, but you manage to retain your senses, realizing there is a responsibility here to your party, maintaining watch and not really running off and leaving them in the lurch. But nothing else catches your attention during your watch as you kind of lope about the perimeter. But the scent of clawfoot is rife in your nostrils and is driving you mad with the lust for the hunt.
Okay.
The rest of your watch passes uneventfully, and you turn it over to Lucius, who takes the next watch. Go ahead and make a perception check with straight perception check.
And the way that I wake up Lucius is that I turn into a giant. I turn into a giant octopus, and
Sit on my face.
Yes, exactly. And I just put all my tentacles on top of him.
Do you ink him?
Do I have inking? I do.
Yes, you do.
Ink cloud.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh God, so disgusting.
But it must because it's supposed to be like in the water. So
Yeah.
on the land, it just must be like
It's like
It's
a
just like-
secretion.
the large
Secretion.
pool of like secretion. Yeah.
It's like
I imagine that Lucius is like calmly just laying there, and then he just has to like take the octopus off his head, and then like brush off what he can of the ink, and he goes, "Child, what's child, bro?" By the way, my perception check 21.
21. Nice. Okay. You flopping about in the wind once more. You notice a couple of things. One is that the storm front seems to be moving even closer, and is definitely making a beeline in the same direction that you are traveling in. And it looks like at some point your paths are going to intersect for certain. And second, you notice that the lights of the Stratus Excelsior area, your home, is actually getting brighter, and is also moving in your direction. You know the cloud-based city to travel the broken waste in a particular pattern, and this is not really where it's supposed to be at this time. It sort of spends its time hovering over different settlements, trying to be close to various cities like Telworth, Cordis from time to time, Seam Gahal, avoiding the range of destruction encompassed by pending judgment and the blasted area of the Draconis Imperium. But it seems to be sort of out over the Macraws, like the wasteland, as it's kind of like traveling slowly in your general direction, not making a beeline towards you or anything, but is just kind of moving in an area that is not typically known to be a haunting ground for it.
Yeah. Lucius will. Well said.
Very.
Lucius will kind of bank that information. He's not gonna do anything about it, but he's kind of he will observe and continue to keep eyes on the city from now on.
Okay. All right. You make a mental note of it, log it in your memory, and we'll pay particular attention to it as the days progress.
Unless I forget and don't remember to mention it next week. So then someone will remind me. So,
The likely scenario, right? The rest of your watch passes uneventfully, and you you all arise to begin the third day of travel. I need someone to roll percentile dice for me.
I got him. 68.
68. All right. So, as the journey continues, you find yourselves entering a small, sort of rocky vale as the land starts to descend into a sort of valley between two large, high plateaus. And this area becomes, what's the word? It's strewn with random boulders, rocks, various outcroppings kind of sticking out of the ground, black sort of like crystal-like formations that seem to have erupted from the ground almost explosively at some point. And you see like these massive sort of columns of obsidian kind of sticking out in these random sort of clusters in this area. And as you progress, you hear, well, actually,
I don't.
you probably
You don't hear?
Dude, my perception is 8.
Yeah, actually, so
14.
Valfire and Lucius, you notice that there is a sound coming from up ahead, and you hear the clatter, the sort of unnatural clatter of rocks kind of falling down from a high sort of rocky outcropping, and you think you catch the like motion out of the corner of your eye.
I'm gonna fly up and try to get a visual from on high.
Okay. You fly up into the air and attempt to get a visual. Go ahead and make a perception check as you take to the sky.
Where are you going, bud?
Bros, man, like total rocks, bro. Rocks are falling. Perception, it's an 8.
8 on perception. All right. You thought you saw like the flash of a shadow just kind of move and dart quickly behind a rock, but when you fly up there, there's doesn't seem to be anything there.
Okay. Who else saw this?
Valfire, right?
Valfire also did, yeah.
Bros, you see something up here, man?
And I'll peer and see. I thought I saw some movement. Do I need to do a check to see what else, or should I?
You can, if you want to try to investigate a little bit further, you can make a perception check.
And I'll start advancing towards where he is, and I'll and just starts 26.
26 on perception. You notice that there are several figures hiding among the rocks, kind of scattered about, looking to be in an ambush kind of position. And some of them have actually appeared sort of behind you. You've almost sort of walked into an area where you seem to be surrounded. On the wind, you can hear the faint sort of like a faint sort of like grunt / snarl of deep sort of monstrous breath.
I'll hold up my hands for the pause signal again, and assuming they don't see it, but I'll still go. And I'll start doing like hand signals, indicate the stuff.
Bro, man, it's like not a good time to dance. I told you there's something in these rocks, man. We're not, no, bro.
Or something in the rocks? I'll pull out a piece of cured leather and cast mage armor.
Okay, you cast mage armor. Anybody else doing anything?
This is during watch and we're all awake.
Oh no,
You guys
we're
have been-
traveling.
You guys
We're traveling again. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do anything other than like, I have a bow staff in my hand at this point.
Okay. So as
And you're kind of in the air, right?
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So we'll say you're like maybe like 20, 30 feet in the air at this point. As you go through the incantations of your spell, Roar, you see cresting a rise ahead of you a fearsome, monstrous creature. You see the body of a lion sprouting terrible draconic-like wings from its flanks and bearing this almost humanoid face with this terrible sort of lion's mane and the body covered in weird, wicked, bony-like protrusions, like these spikes emanating from all of it. And peering from above its head, kind of swirling behind it, you see this wickedly pointed tail extruding all these weird sort of bony protrusions with various spikes and articulations like bent in sort of this wicked sort of formation. And as the creature kind of like extends this sort of distended smile, it displays multiple rows of sharp, dirty teeth riddled with like bits of hanging flesh. And you can see the creature sort of make a roaring kind of motion as it sort of rears back and plants both of its forelegs in front of it.
This is right in front of Roar?
This is right in front of all of you. And as it does so, we will be rolling for initiative next week as we find out what happens and this battle unfolds.
You monster.